Friday morning.
Yes.
Stitch Along Friday,
Stitch Along Friday.
right? And
Yeah.
I didn't call it something else.
No, you
Thank
didn't.
goodness.
Yeah. And it's hard to believe it. I know I say this every week. It is hard to believe it's Friday again.
You actually said it yesterday that you're hard to believe that tomorrow's Friday again.
I know.
You said it yesterday
I know.
too.
That's right. It's always a surprise. Like, where does the time go?
Okay, so Richard came up with a phrase the other day. He said, "The months grow little wings and just fly away."
They basically do. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, welcome everyone. And it looks like we've got a few people coming on board
Yeah.
already. Teresa Cobos, you're first.
Good
Congratulations.
morning. Yes. The first to post.
And of course, it may not be morning for you, but nevertheless, I appreciate the fact that you said morning, ladies.
Yes.
I've forgotten where
Yep.
Teresa Cobos lives. I don't remember where most people live,
No.
to be frank.
No.
You're all living in our chat group
Yeah.
right now.
That's right. They're all here.
That's right. Ciao, that's you. Good to see you. Elizabeth, hello. Enjoy your lunch, Elizabeth. Sandy Rabitsky is here. Hello. Patricia right out. Sue, you're here. And Michael, too. Hello,
hello.
Michael. Or rather, he says hi.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we're going to say a very, very, very big hello, welcome to you, too, Michael, instead of just hi.
Yeah.
Loretta says hello, everyone. Deb says hello, and Sylvie does also. Oh,
Minus 40.
Are
Oh
you
my God, that's
kidding?
way too cold.
Sudbury?
Is that with the wind chill, or is that just minus 40 and then there's wind chill on top of it? Because no matter what, it's cold.
It's cold. Oof. Anyway, we've returned back to our generally mild winter weather here on the West Coast. Thank goodness.
Thank
We'd like
goodness.
to have a little bit of that.
A little bit of snow in piles still,
Yeah.
but it's rapidly disappearing.
We did have another river.
We did an atmospheric river, which means we had lots of rain.
I don't know why they don't just call it that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sylvie says with the wind shield. It's not windshield, but
Yeah.
wind what? Wind drift. Here, see?
Yeah.
It's not windshield. What is it called?
Sorry.
Is that with wind?
Chill.
Chill.
Wind. It's Friday morning. I can't remember.
Pat Hankey, hello. Nice big smile. Thank you. Wanda, good to see you too. Karen Lark is here.
Good morning, Karen.
And
Early morning for you.
yes, thank you for joining us. Hopefully you're in bed and you're staying there. I know people are probably wondering. Karen's in New Zealand, for those of you who
Yes.
are new, and she comes every time, even though it's middle of the morning
Yeah,
to her.
it's probably what, 4 a.m.
You just
Something like that,
you
4 or
just
5
are
a.m.
amazing. That's all I can say.
And it's tomorrow morning.
Yes, that's right. Sylvie says it's with windshield. I think it's spell check.
Okay.
Jen Small says hello. Trisha McKenzie, hello. Marley,
Yeah,
hola,
hola.
from
Rainy.
Well, it's like here, only not quite as cold.
Exactly. Yes, it's probably warm, rainy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jean Morrison, chilly and sunny, good. And let me just see the translation for Dunsew. Is it 6:30 p.m. on Friday at your place, please?
No, for us right now it's 9:30 a.m.
9.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. It's 9.
Yeah.
And then 30.
Yeah.
30. And it's a.m., not p.m.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'm not sure how much English to speak, so I was trying sign language. That's good. It's good, Pat. You're getting snow, but it sounds like you are going to be inside rather than outside.
And with ice. Ooh.
Vicky Fisher says, hello to everyone. Beautiful day here in El Paso. I saw that, Sylvie. I figured that out.
Yeah.
Agnes Baron, hello.
Hello.
Carol Reed is here.
Hello, Carol. Good afternoon for you.
So good. I love you guys, but 4 a.m., I guess not. I love you too, but I wouldn't get up at 4 a.m. watching me either.
No, I don't think I would either. Yes.
So, Karen,
Yeah.
you have won our hearts.
Yeah. And 6:30 a.m. Well, that's not too bad, actually. 6:30 a.m.
Okay, I could handle that.
I could handle that.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, good for you.
Yeah.
At least it isn't 4.
That's right, exactly.
But
Yes.
at least you're in bed too. That's good.
Yeah. Having tea?
No. Oh, yeah, it could be.
Yeah, could be.
Absolutely. Sue Donnelly, that's okay. I know you. You don't even like say hello to your husband until about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, I think. Right? You're not a morning person. But Patricia Lewis says, morning from Southwest Ontario. Beautiful blue skies. Oh, I love those eastern blue sky days in the cold.
And yeah, cold.
Barb Cooper is here from Florida. Hello, Susan Robinson. Nice to see you again.
Good morning.
Elaine Meldrum, good morning to you.
We've got all sorts of people.
Let's see. Madalena Maria, good
evening. From Sardinia.
Sardinia. Oh, how lovely. Hello, hola. Yeah. Let's see who else is here. Dorothy Wendell. I have to leave early. Oh, I love Cat Facet. You are going to have such a good time with color. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad. Yes, webcasts do help us a great deal. You're absolutely right. And Lynn Molitor is here. Dancio says, got it here. Let's see. I understand, but can't spell. Thank you very much. Yeah, you spell very good. Norman says, good morning to everyone.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I understand too, but I also can't spell, so
Yeah, you depend on spell check.
I do depend on spell check, yes.
True story, says Donnelly. My husband doesn't bother asking me any questions until after I've been fully caffeinated. You always say funny. Doris says, hello, cold, it's still going down.
Yeah, -7 is still too cold.
Yep. Anyway, we appreciate all your weather reports because, you feel all those weathers wherever you are. And of course, they're different all over the place. Yeah. As long as there's no disasters to report, we empathize, but this is where you live. So, this is where we live. We got our rain. I think it's still raining.
Yep. It's foggy out there this morning. So that's kind of nice too.
Yeah. Oh, Brenda Lefire from Colorado. Cheryl McKenzie is from Nova Scotia and from sunny South Arizona. That's where we should be. Sunny South Arizona. Yes. Nice and dry and sunny, right?
Yes.
In the winter.
And just nice temperatures. It's probably about 70 degrees right now. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, Lisa, have you got a beautiful sweater homemade?
Nope, not homemade, Susan. This is one of my favorite sweaters. It's nice and cozy. I love this sweater. I bought it at Aaliyah's many years ago.
Oh, yeah, Aliyah or something,
right?
Aliyah, yeah. Aliyah. Anyway, so no, not homemade, but it is a favorite. You're absolutely right.
It is a favorite.
I have seen it before.
I wear it often.
Funny thing because it gets cool down here in our basement area. It's not a basement, but it's like the lower floor of the house, so it's cooler. We're on slab, so the slab makes things not so cozy.
That's right.
None of the slab is heated.
No,
which would have been good.
It certainly is not, as my feet can detest.
But you do have detest. I love that.
Yeah.
But you do have a heater now. Like you haven't had it for 24 years, and now you finally got a heater.
I've got a little heater, and I don't use it all day long. If it starts getting a little chilly, I turn it on, and then it gets warm, and I can turn it off. So that's
lucky,
nice.
Exactly. Lynn Burton is here. Cold and frosty. Well, I'm glad you got connected. Yeah. That's good. And Dori Noor from Pakistan.
Hello.
Really, really nice to see you. Nancy Kenny is cold in where she is.
62 in Arizona.
It's Arizona.
That's cold for her. Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Oh, I've been in Arizona in the winter time, and even overnight it can get really cold, like freezing.
Yes.
And then it can, if it's really sunny, it can also go up to 70 in the daytime.
In the daytime.
I love it there. Dry, dark night here in Brechin, Scotland. Oh, Isabel. Welcome. Glad you're here. And you know what I like doing? I like watching, those scenes you can get on your TV where you can go to another part of the world?
Yeah, the channel is called Frame, isn't it? Yes.
And so all they do is they connect you quite well with a really good, sometimes a 4K picture or video kind of like a live scene of
Mm-hmm.
another part of the world.
Yeah.
And I love putting on things like Tahiti.
Yes. Yeah. Especially when we had all the snow.
Or Florida.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I just love looking at it. It warms me up.
Yeah.
Hello, Marge. Good to see you. And Patricia Lewis. I saw snow when I was in the Grand Canyon in late November. Yeah. It's weird weather. We all know this now. I don't think we have to kind of go, oh, isn't that a surprise?
Yeah.
We got different weather. And Kathleen Yance is here. Sunday night snowstorm. Well,
Yeah.
these are all the weathers from the day. And
Yeah.
welcome to all of you. It seems like we have quite a few more, and I think it's because we had an influx of new people.
Oh, could be. Yeah. Yeah.
Who were watching Mommy Stitches or something like that. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact
I think
one.
it is Mummy Stitches. Yeah.
And also, they were part of the 123 board or the chat group that belongs to 123 Stitch, the store, the online store.
Right.
So they also apparently got a shout out from someone.
Oh.
So there's a bunch more people from there, and Lorraine's been going crazy saying yes. But we do ask for people to not recommend, not ask other people. Let them come to our chat group by themselves.
Yes.
So don't have them come and join you because you invited them. Don't do that. Just tell them to go to our chat group.
Yes.
It's very easy to find.
Yeah.
And then make sure that they answer questions, that you answered questions, because I do try to see whether, and so does Lorraine, to see whether or not you belong to any other stitching groups. But that's the only way we can tell if you're not a bot.
Yeah.
You could be a spam person.
Absolutely.
Trying to get into, and we had one just somewhere in January or maybe late December, and that person kept putting up ads, you know, for something. Anyway, it can happen. So that's why we need you to answer the questions, so we can see that without being told, you know what this group is about, at least. Apparently, I have to change the second question, which is, do you do any other stitches besides cross stitch? And I think people who do cross stitch or don't do cross stitch very much, they're kind of confused by that idea that there are other stitches in the world.
Just cross stitch, absolutely.
So they'll say things like, well, I do quilting.
Yeah.
So that's all understandable. But as long as you belong to some needlework type groups, I belong to a lot of them. So I can generally let you in, because if Lorraine doesn't see you answering questions, she leaves them for me.
Yep.
So if you find it, a friend of yours is saying, I tried getting in, but I could not get in. You might want to mention to them to answer the questions. Tammy, she's here. Louise Fossa is here as well. I hear a lot of snow. I see you reading a lot of snow lately.
A high of 12 on Saturday. That's Fahrenheit. That's a little cold. Yep.
So I would like to know, those of you who stitch in your rooms, you especially, I know about you. When you're stitching, very often anyway, we stitch in an area where we can either listen to a podcast or some music or watch a show. And we don't watch shows, we listen shows, right? TV shows.
True.
Or movies.
True.
Or recorded things.
That's why I watch them over and over, because I catch little
glimpses
of it every time. And I always say to my husband, I don't remember seeing this before. And that he says, that's because you're
not looking. That's right. It is. It's really cute. Anyway, so I was wondering if you had any favorite movies lately, and I'm just going to go to Netflix. So a favorite movie or a favorite podcast that you listen to, or even a favorite book, just to let us know if there's anything that really made you feel like, oh, this is a perfect stitching movie or stitching listening book, audiobook, or perfect podcast for stitching with. Because some of them are a little too, I don't know, a lot of murder doesn't really get me into the mood for stitching. I don't know.
No, I tend to like happy movies, although, I do stitch with action movies too.
But that's because you have your husband there. But I'm talking about a favorite movie that might be new, that you can share with us so that we can all go and look for it and watch it too. Okay, so if you do, that would be really fun to look through, and we'll write down the ones that we think, hey, that would be really good to listen to tonight when I'm stitching.
Yeah.
Elizabeth is listening to you both and making bows.
Oh, very nice.
Mm-hmm. Making bows. I wonder what you're doing that for. Are you making bows for a wedding?
Oh,
Just a
yeah.
question.
Mhm.
That's the question. And if you have a wedding in mind, have you stitched a sampler for it?
Yeah.
Kathy Vunk says, hello from Virginia. It's cloudy and cold. Yes, it's going to be perfect weather for stitching. Exactly.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh,
Maureen Dufour.
thank you, Maureen.
Yeah, this is my first comment. I've been enjoying your videos for months. I have purchased many of your layouts, which we call patterns
Yeah.
or charts,
Mhm.
and am anxious to start one. Anxious, that sounds
Yep.
really good. And
Well, put it on the frame or in a hoop and get started.
yeah, and take a picture, even
Mhm.
before you stitch anything. You know,
Mhm.
when it's blank, you can put the pattern to one side and take a picture of the pattern and your fabric that's all stretched.
Mhm.
We encourage you to start, because once you start, then you can't stop.
That's true. That's the problem I have sometimes.
That's the problem. Addictive nature.
Like, what do you mean it's 2:00 in the morning?
Exactly. Tammy watches TV shows. Oh, yes, the newest Dune should be coming.
Mm.
Hey, very good idea, because that one you want to see.
Yes, I won't be
I
able to
think-
stitch with that one.
No.
I can stitch with the first Dune movie.
Yes, because it's so bad.
It's so bad, and I've seen it a few times.
Well, I read the whole, like, the Dune series.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years ago, like when I was, I don't know, in my early 20s, maybe. And I remember reading them thinking, oh, this is such an amazing world. It's so different from, you know, what we're used to, thinking that we have water. Well, here on the West Coast, we have nothing but water.
That's true.
So
Yes.
we don't have the same
Yeah.
issue. But the whole Dune thing was just a phenomenon as far as the book was concerned, and had lots of detail and stuff. So it should be good. Kathleen says she listens to Gary Parr at We Talk Fiber.
Mm.
So interesting. That is a really good podcast.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. And I know because I was interviewed by Gary.
Oh, okay.
So I checked it out before I decided I'd go ahead and do it. Anyway, it is a really nice podcast. Thank you so much. That's it's not really a podcast. I think he only uploads the audio part onto his YouTube channel.
Okay.
So that's how he did it. He didn't make it a podcast, but that's okay. Listens to it.
Mm-hmm.
Patricia says she listens to audiobooks. Yes, but which one is your favorite? That's good, but you know, we need audiobook specific. Elizabeth says she has a side business, Sunny Bows.
Sunny Bows.
Oh, hey, that's really exciting. That is so neat.
Have to look that up and see what Sunny Bows looks like.
I think you're going to get a whole bunch of people wanting to look you up. So everyone Google Sunny Bows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deb says, I don't have Netflix or Hulu or Roku or whatever. Most of the time, my husband has a TV tuned to shows he likes, which usually involves, yep, I know, crime and bloodshed, auto auctions. I end up retreating into my needlework. And I think mentally we tend to do that. If we have a busy household, or, you know, we don't like what's going on, we kind of tune out and tune into our needlework. And that's a really good thing to do as well.
My husband has no choice because I have control of the remote.
Lisa's very adamant. When she needs control, she needs control.
Yep. Although I can't watch sappy movies because then he goes, we're not really going to watch this, are we?
Yeah, and that ruins it out at all.
And it ruins it all. So.
But really, Deb, another thing you could do, possibly, not sure if you can, is put in some earbuds, you know, and listen to something that you like. But it's just a thought. Norma says, wait a sec. Norma says, I watched the movie Sarah's Key yesterday. Oh. Okay, good. I plan to get the book soon. That's the other way around. Great. Thank you for the recommendation, because I haven't seen that yet.
No.
Loretta says, I stitch while watching TV shows and sports. Yes, but which one specifically? Louisa says, the Great British Baking Show. Oh, Louisa.
Yeah. That would be a good one.
If I could do that and not gain weight, like I just look at them and I gain weight. It's like the wrong focus for me.
I'm not really a one to watch baking shows. I do like to watch home improvement shows
Yes.
because my home needs a lot of improving. But other than that,
Well, it's funny because what I do sometimes is I listen to my a meditation guru, and she has lots of things to say, and I can listen to them, while I'm stitching. So that works.
Yeah.
Susan says a single thread is a great book, but don't know if it's available in audiobook. Well, thank you, Susan. Another specific recommendation. Love that. Oh, Sue, I love Downton Abbey too. You said you've seen it enough, and just listening to it is good for me.
What's really interesting is Downton Abbey, the movie, was on the movie channel, and so I've had it on. My husband likes it, and he goes, "Is there more to this? What's going on?" I said, "Well, you kind of have to watch the whole series." Where do I watch the series? Netflix.
Actually, it's funny, we think that our partners might not like something we like because they're always putting on adventure stories. But the other day, Richard said something similar to Bob. He said, that's another pronouncement. I really like emotional dramas too,
Oh.
And I think he meant things like interactivity with people and how they interact. And in other words, like family situations. But he said, I don't really like sitcoms about that kind of thing. A sitcom is just stupid. So what he really likes is to have a drama that evolves a little bit, so that there's
substance to the story.
and that it's a bit deeper than usual. And I think that's Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Loretta says specific. Wait a minute. Danciu says, I love Walt Disney shows. Yes, there are some really beautiful ones. I usually have a nap and I put on Disney National Geographic channel because they have things like the whales and they make these sounds. Woo, and then I have a nap right away. Deb did that in retaliation. She said she listened to the whole Harry. There you go.
I watched the whole Harry Potter series recently myself, actually.
It's a great way to do it, Deb.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Loretta says New Amsterdam. Okay, good specifics. Blue Bloods, The Good Doctor, Million Little Things. Those are all TV, like primetime shows, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so they're kind of like network shows. And I think in the olden days we used to be able to like download those and watch them when they appeared. First we watched them when they appeared, then we downloaded them so we could fast forward through all the ads and stuff. I like those same ones in Netflix, so you don't have to download.
Watch the commercials.
Watch the commercials or fast forward.
Well, that's what's great about the PVRs is you can record them and then fast forward through the commercials.
That's true. That's true.
But a lot of
channels, you still have to drop your stitching.
Absolutely.
To fast forward.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
And a lot of channels have commercials like every 5 minutes.
Don't
so
they though?
You get, 1 or 2 stitches in. Oh, time to fast forward.
Exactly. Patricia just needs background sound, so she already does ones that she knows.
Yeah.
Yes. That certainly makes sense. And some of the good sitcoms are awesome to listen to because, like you say, all you need to do is laugh is to hear some of the old jokes.
Yeah.
Elizabeth says Outlander on Netflix. It's fabulous. It is really fabulous. And sometimes I feel like I don't want to stitch, but watch it instead.
Yes.
It's so gripping. And then Shetland is great, but I loved visiting Scotland. Shetland is a good detective story.
I've heard that.
It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit dark, Patricia Lewis. I'm not sure if it's dark just in tone or whether it's like a dark story. But when I started it, it felt like, it's always night there. I love Scotland too, but it's dark.
Yeah. Well, they are quite a ways north.
Yeah, so it's dark. I like the tropics. That's why I'll watch Hawaii Five-0. Karen Lark's been watching The Crown. Excellent
show.
Very good show. And again, one of those ones you can listen to over and over and over. Richard Attenborough shows on travel. Absolutely, Patricia. Very good suggestion. Harry Potter series and all Nora Roberts books. Yes, as audiobooks. they're very, like, they're not so complicated that you can't follow the plot like some mystery stories, but they are like family dramas, basically, right?
Yeah.
Nora's always got somebody falling in love with somebody,
Yes.
which is good. Sue says sorry, you're answering so many, I keep jumping around. Sue says she tends to get lost in her thoughts or even pray while she's stitching, while my husband watches his weirdness. Oh, that's funny. Dark shows. You wouldn't enjoy the Scandinavian ones. Exactly. I agree. Dark shows. Really, there's some that are just like dark. They don't have any blues. They don't have any color. I love color. Ellen says dark in winter, not in summer. In Shetland in summer, it hardly gets dark.
Yes, I'm sure.
Of course, that makes total sense.
It would be like our Yukon and Northwest Territories. They very seldom see darkness during the summer.
Yes, but I haven't seen any mystery stories with the Yukon.
No.
Which would be funny.
Which it probably would be funny.
Unusual.
And Northwest Territories would be even, funnier.
Even darker in the winter.
Because there's not that many people up there.
No.
But
anyway, I know Scotland has actually got beautiful scenery, absolutely beautiful scenery, and there's lots of wonderful things about Scotland, but that particular show feels a little bit, dark because of the coloring.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think he is also the detective in there. I think he's also got some dark things that he's thinking about a lot.
Good possibility.
That was a really interesting, because I found a couple of shows since I asked, so you guys, thank you. I'm a TV watcher, or rather Richard and I are. If it was all up to me, I'd watch. I'm sorry. I'd listen to an audiobook. Yeah. Anyway, we also wanted to show you some models.
Yes.
And these have spent a long time, like at least 10 or 12 minutes this morning.
At least.
Picking out models for you to look at. And she's writing them down.
So I don't show them again next week.
Exactly. So isn't this exciting? We're going to get organized with showing models.
Yes, as best organization as I can get.
Yes, very good. So what we're showing you are some things some of them are older, some of them are newer, and you'll have to check and see which stitch we're featuring at first. Shall we tell them which stitch we're featuring?
No, I think we'll just show them.
And then we'll say all of these models have that stitch.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to show you some taller ones.
You're going to start with the taller ones? Okay.
Yes. Now, we've shown the heirloom wedding sampler a fair bit, but we have not shown the heirloom anniversary sampler as often. But it would be good for you to see. This is the top of it. And look, there's some silk ribbon at the top and at the bottom of the heart.
Yes.
And the number 20 can be changed to 25 or whatever. All of that is in there.
Yeah, it's got the alphabet in the leaflet, so you can do it for whatever anniversary you want.
And it also has quite a bit of specialty stitches. We call that kind of white work. In other words, there's tone on tone, pulled thread, cut work, etc. And the colors that I chose were very soft and subtle. You might, if you're doing this one, you might need to change the lettering and make it a little darker. I kind of liked the subtle thing then, but like look at it now, and I'd like to be able to see it when I'm looking at it on a wall. I might want to darken up the thread a little bit for the lettering.
Yeah.
And there's the queen stitch in there, it looks like, yep. And then, of course, my favorite, Bargello. And Richard and I met in 1996. But we kind of made it firm in 1999. And there you are at the bottom. That is the anniversary sampler. And it had that stitch in it. Not the one I mentioned either. You got one too?
I do. This is one of the older ones. It's called Lavender Hearts. Excuse me. And there we go.
Good.
Has some heartinger at the heart, some cross-stitch flowers, and we go into some hem stitching.
Well, that's a nice little band right there, isn't it?
It's got some lovely colors in it.
Lavender colors.
It does. I love the queen stitch hearts to it too. And some Bargello at the bottom.
I really like that one. And
I
it's
really like
not
this
one
one
that
too.
we feature very often.
No.
But you know what we found at that time? We have to show you this.
Yes.
This was like a
Yes.
big find, and we
Yes.
only had like, how many did we have? About 20 or 40 of these?
Yeah, I was thinking a couple of hundred, but anyway.
I don't think so. I think
don't
we had, no, because they all had to be hand painted by Dory. Do you remember?
They did, but
Look at
we
this.
probably bought a gross or so.
Well, I would say then a gross.
Okay,
because-
144.
Yeah, so my daughter painted most of I
Mhm.
painted some and she painted some. Isn't this the most gorgeous thing? And we glued it onto a flat
Yes.
bell pull. So it's just like really stunning when you see it. So remember, you can change your bell pull into anything. Sometimes
Absolutely.
these are called findings, I think, or
Yes.
these are like, they're brass and you can paint them yourself with your own metal paint, right? So lots of fun with this one. Okay, my big one again.
Your big one again?
I got a big one. Okay, here we go.
I love this one.
Thank you all for continuing to write to write down any of your movies or books or anything, because you guys can read them and write them down.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is
Celebrate.
And it was originally for a birthday.
It was for our 20th celebration of being in business.
Right, so it's
Retreat.
our 20th birthday, kind of.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking a birthday needs a cake. But there are other celebrations that people have. So that's why and when we published it, we called it Celebrate instead of Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday, yeah, absolutely.
Because you can give this out. You can give this to a person who's going to be retiring.
Yeah.
You could give this to someone
who's graduating.
Yeah, or even an anniversary, or a birthday, which is what it was made for.
Yeah.
What else? You pass some kind of test, like the driver's test.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever it is you celebrate.
Yeah.
This is the kind of sampler that you can create for fun for those people to hang up on their wall. Oh, I know. Something like getting your nurse's diploma or getting your 5-year gold coin when you're in Alcoholics Anonymous. Anything. Anything that you can celebrate. So there's the cake at the top. Lots and lots of fun. And look at all the different colors in this one.
I love the colors in this one. It's such a cheerful.
Really is. Very,
sampler.
Very buoyant and happy. And of course, I absolutely appreciate the turquoise in this one as well. That's one of my favorite colors with peachy pink. And there's the bottom of it. So this one matches
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Christmas Day.
Trick or treat.
And Easter.
And Happy Easter.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Easter.
Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, I don't know which one, but it's Easter anyway. And it's the same size as all those. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed looking at that one. Have a great weekend, Liz.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Liz.
Love the bell pull, she says. Me too.
And this one is...
Jennifer loves the Bargello stitch.
Definitely one of your older ones.
Yeah. These have figured out that you guys haven't seen the older ones close enough.
Yeah.
The pictures aren't that great online.
They are. This one's called Summer Dreams. Done in pale peach. It's got some Bargello to it. And then the heart hanger. Very simple heart hanger at the bottom.
Yes, it's not a very long sampler.
It's not a very long sampler.
But what I really like about those original and older samplers is that they didn't have very much color in them. So there's lots of texture.
Lots of texture, and it would be easy to change the colors.
For sure. Mary's here. Hello.
Hi, Mary.
Running behind today. So are we. We're running our mouths today. Kind of. This is called a sister sampler. Is it heirloom sister sampler? No,
I think
right?
it's just sister sampler.
Yes, and it's got very sweet colors as well. And in the alphabet is the word sister. And there's lots of different stitches here under the alphabet. Now I can get a bit closer. I'm showing these behind a desk. So the desk is always in the way for the very top of any long sampler. But now you can see the rest of it much more clearly. If I can just hold it still long enough for you to see. Look at the friendship. See the heart in there? That's for the friendship between the sisters.
And it doesn't have to be your blood sister.
No.
It can be a sister of heart, a stitching sister, you know.
We are all sisters
Mm-hmm.
because we're all women.
Yes.
And we all know what it's like to be a woman. And we can get pretty close to our sisters.
We can.
Is this the next one?
This is the next one, and it's called the Pansy Sampler.
You want me to grab that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. So it's a cute little sampler with some pansies on it.
Mm-hmm.
And also very tone on tone, a lot of it. And then it's just got a little bit of hardanger on the bottom. You can, of course, frame it, but you can also make it into a needle roll.
A needle roll. That's my cue.
Exactly. And upside, you got it upside, there you go.
I do?
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
There we go. Now you can see the full needle roll. And it actually is the sampler.
Yes.
Just finished differently and finished beautifully by Lisa. When you're stuffing one of these, try to make it as unlumpy as you can. It's very hard, but
It is very hard.
but you can do it. Anyway, so this is how this looks as a needle roll, and that is so pretty if you have a number of needle rolls.
In a basket.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you mix needle rolls and what are those little pin cushions?
Biscornus.
Yes, biscornus. You have these and biscornus together. Oh, it looks so pretty. And oh, by the way, just so you know, there is, as usual, a little scissor fob.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, these take just as much effort to,
They do.
to finish.
Absolutely.
just as this
Yeah.
does. I know it's so little, right? And it's a little tiny thing. And I think that's why it takes longer. Because
It can be a little finicky, the little scissor fobs.
Fiddly and finicky.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And Tricia says, fascinating and research book, Threads of Life, A History of the World Through the Eye of a Needle by Claire Hunter. That is brand new. Thank you very much for mentioning it. I don't have it yet. Obviously, I have to get it. Thanks, Tricia. That's looking really good. I think I might have to just check this out and put that
You're
down.
going to write that down?
Oh, yes. Threads of Life.
A History of the World Through the Eye of a Needle.
Claire
Hunter.
Yeah, see, I said I was going to look at it, and I'm going to.
Yeah.
So the next large ones are, they're all gazebos. Oh, Serena says, hi, you're making me very happy to see all your beautiful works. Oh, good. I am in the hotel since the fire on December 23rd. I remember. I will probably be there 3 months more. Oh, I did get some good news. Some of my needlework can be saved.
Oh, yay.
Oh, Serena, our hearts go out to you. This is not fun, but you survived. And if some of your needlework can survive too, it's like must be just such a nice surprise to hear that. I'm going to show all of the gazebos. Actually, the summer gazebos, because there is one Christmas gazebo,
there is,
but that doesn't really fit in with the set of 4.
No,
right?
it doesn't. No, it's a different color altogether.
Exactly. And we are going to auction off one of these in the future, because I think we don't have these. We do have a duplicate of these.
I believe
one or two of these.
Yes, I believe so. But I have to find them first.
So watch out for that.
Yeah.
That's our next thing that I want to make sure that we do that we auction these off. This is the sweet pea.
Sweet pea. Yes.
So
no. Yes. This is sweet pea.
Yeah. Yes. So if you're actually looking for this one on our website, please look up sweet pea gazebo. Even though there's clematis on one side, we decided to call it after the sweet pea side because it sounded so pretty, sweet. And then look at there's a little bit. There's a little bit of hardanger in this section, which is a little gate. Look at all of the lovely stitches and motifs and little scene. And there's some more clematis. I love this band here. And of course, this is a lovely verse as well. This hardanger in here is fun to do. It's not actually that difficult.
No.
And since this is the 4 of them, I'm going to show all 4 of them to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, but it is one after the other. Nope, there's nobody new, so that's good. What's this one called?
This one is called Silk Bougainvillea.
Thank you. This is Silk Bougainvillea, everyone.
Yeah.
I think that's the one. Yes, the other one is the roses one. Silk Bougainvillea is very hard to spell.
But it is indeed, and say.
It's very fun to do. And again, underneath is the bargello, which it just looks so cute. It's meant to be grass, of course, but it's more than grass, obviously. Look at all the specialty stitches in there. And the lace parts here in this one, particularly this one, I really like this lace part here, which is literally a drawn thread section, but doesn't look like it. It's just really cool. And then the words are awesome. And then there's the end of the words and more bargello. So this is Silk Bougainvillea. And oh no, I have two
Not
more.
finally.
Sorry,
No.
I have two more. Okay, so this one is Silk Wisteria.
Yes.
I know this one because this is one that I did.
This is the one that started them all.
No, not all. Oh, started all the
gazebos.
gazebos. Yeah, sorry. Yes, you're so right. How can I forget that? Sorry. So anyway, these are beautiful blossoms hanging down. I used to have a house that had these hanging down over the porch, and I've never forgotten them. They are so beautiful in the spring. And then, of course, this is the one that started them all. And the very first phrase I absolutely love. That one. Kind hearts and kind thoughts, kind words and kind deeds. And truly, this is very, very true. Kind deeds are the fruits. And finally, now I can say finally. Finally, I can say finally.
The final of the gazebos?
Yes, the finally of the gazebos. This is gazebo roses. Instead of bougainvillea, this is roses. Even though the gazebo looks a little similar to that one, it isn't really. It isn't exactly the same. Look at those roses amidst the pearls. Just look so neat. And there is the parts of the poem, The Kiss of the Sun for Pardon, which I love too. And the colors in this one are soft and pretty and spring-like. And there's even some silk ribbon in the heart hanger. Thank you, Tricia. Thank you, Diane Marissa. Thank you, Loretta. All of you, because the gazebo series was very popular, has been continuously popular, and they keep getting found by new people. Yeah.
They're a lot of fun to stitch.
And they're also full of techniques,
yes,
which we'll be focusing on this year in our stitch along. Do we have one more?
We have one more.
One more.
And this is called the Friendship Sampler. And starts off with a little bouquet at the top. Yep. And then you got your flowers blooming.
And then you have a lovely, lovely thing with hearts.
I love how the over-dyed shows up with the hearts.
Yes, exactly. So that the color changes throughout the hearts. Yes, absolutely.
And then it's got some...
That's actually more complicated heart hanger than beginners can tell.
Yes.
But you can learn that in the Beyond Cross Stitch Level 6.
Level 6.
Because both of those motifs inside, the needle weaving inside, are in the Level 6.
Yes.
There are 10 different major stitches, in other words, in that size.
Intermediate stitches, you can call them.
I call them major, but I meant big.
Yeah, yes.
They're big needle weavings, and they're not in the small squares, they're in the larger square that you create for as a background for this kind of work. It's really pretty. Sue Donnelly says, your gazebos are the first of your designs I ever saw. Oh, models in a needle workshop. I wanted to learn how to do them so much. That's why I asked you to teach for stitches. I do remember you telling me that there was one type of design that you just loved so much. And I think it was all the stitches that you really gravitated to, Sue. And thank goodness you found us.
Yes.
And found me.
Yeah.
Diane says she loves the gazebos and the look of the bargello stitches. Thank you. Those of you who have never seen these before, if you're new, if you're watching this as a replay and you're new, don't worry. There are actually classes in our academy. And all you do is you go to our website and you look under catalog for courses, and you'll see there are courses there that we call the Beyond Cross Stitch courses. And they literally are just beyond cross stitch. So they assume that you do know cross stitch.
Yes.
If you don't know cross stitch yet, there's even an introduction to cross stitch on linen for you there. But if you do know cross stitch, you can start with level 1 and do all 10 designs. And then level 2 and do all 10 designs. All of the designs are the same size, so you can make like a quilt or a wall hanging out of them all if you want to, because there's 60 of them.
Yeah. They make great ornaments.
They kind of do.
Tree.
And you learn every time one new stitch for every design.
Yeah.
It's so exciting to follow it along and become more and more and more practiced and confident of your stitching prowess.
Yeah.
So those of you who have only done cross stitch before, you're in for a treat if you take those courses. Let's see. Deb says they're also stunning. Thank you. And that's about the gazebos. Patricia is going to be doing some gazebos.
Yeah.
Yay!
2 gazebos and 2 garden samplers, kitted and ready to start.
Excellent. And Sandra says, first one I stitched of the gazebos was silk wisteria.
Me too.
Me too. That's fun, Sandra. Thank you.
And I think I've done the first 3. I've done silk wisteria, gazebo roses, and sweet pea. I haven't done silk bougainvillea yet.
And then there's the Christmas gazebo,
yes,
which has got quite a different,
feel to
it. It's darker because it's in the winter.
Yes.
And it's got, a lot of red and cardinals and stuff all over it. So I hope you enjoyed that little scenario. And we're going to put these in a special bin that says they've been shown.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
That's actually a really good idea.
Well, we can put them in a bin or...
just the names.
I think we'll just put it on a spreadsheet with a date.
So she knows how to do stuff like that. I don't. I just figured we'll put them all over here, and then we'll leave the ones we haven't shown over here.
No.
There's not enough space for that.
I don't think I have enough space to do that.
So, okay, I have one more thing that we can do. One of the things that we can do is, I found this book. It's called How to Avoid Making Art. It's by one of my favorite creative writers. And how to avoid making art is not something that people usually write about. So she has, and she's put in all sorts of funny jokes. It is the cutest thing. And
it is quite funny, actually.
And if we end off with this, how to avoid making art, it's actually meant as a kind of sarcastic way to say, are you kidding? Don't avoid making art.
Yes.
Do some art.
Yeah.
That's what it means. And so it says how to avoid making art or anything else you enjoy doing. So I'm going to do I guess
random?
I think I'll start at the beginning because I'm going to forget which ones I've told you already. How to avoid making art is make your first project really big. I love this one. Look at that. It's the paw of some huge statue. Maybe a lion or something. The point obviously is don't make your first projects too big. And that goes along with don't make your first Victoria's Sampler art project to be too big. Because you want to get into it little by little.
Absolutely.
And then it won't be so daunting and you'll finish it.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Yes.
My very first design that I ever did was
the friendship tree.
Yeah. And it's tiny. It's like
a little bookmark.
It's like a little bookmark, right? But to me, it was a huge deal to do that with all these specialty stitches. So I hope you take my advice. Don't start with something small. Work your way up gradually, just like you do with anything else new. Otherwise, you'll put it off. Anything else people are saying? Hello from Colleen says, Diane, nice to see you. And gazebo roses and Christmas gazebo also grace her walls.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice, Sandra. It's so nice to hear. And Pat Henke is just saying I. And I think she didn't mean it that way. I'm sure we're going to hear from Pat again. Nancy says, that book is perfect for my daughter for Christmas next year. She is a professional artist. Thanks for the hint. It is perfect.
Yeah.
It's called, Julia Cameron is the artist, and it's called How to Avoid Making Art. Tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic, funny, and cute, and really makes you think.
It does. It certainly does. Yeah. I mean, I just opened it yesterday and it's like, yeah.
I've used that excuse. When there's too much dust in the house. No. You can't stitch.
Yeah.
You must dust, right?
No, I can always stitch.
No, but you know what I mean. That's what
I
people
do.
can
I do know what you mean. Let the dust just build. And it does.
Kathy Bird, thank you so much. So, all of you, I have not given you very much this week on the Stitch Along. I'm sorry. I know that those of you who are starting this, you want to get at it and you want to get at the the nitty gritty. But what I did instead was focus on one technique, which is a Rhodes stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's a Rhodes stitch, it is a different technique than you would use for any other kind of stitch, because you're literally crossing over and you're making a pattern around the outside. In this case, it's a heart.
Yes.
And that was the stitch we were trying to focus on.
Yeah.
There it is, right there. Okay, that's a Rhodes stitch. So all of those designs that you saw this morning have our hearts, Rhodes hearts in them.
All have Rhodes hearts. I hope you caught them.
Yeah, you should have seen that. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's going on just above the little house here. I've made mine in white for a reason, because I am using white throughout this sampler myself. But again, that doesn't mean you guys have to use white, not at all. So what I've also done is I've searched out on my YouTube channel, I think there are 2 videos there that I've searched out, and I will publish the links to those when I update this pattern. So you'll see the links to the YouTube channel are going to be right there for you to use, so that you can directly link to a Rhodes heart explanation.
Yes.
However, it's not the same heart. Oops. This heart goes all the way down and it actually has a longer point.
Yeah.
So follow this design, not the one in the videos.
Exactly. And what's great, it also has a diagram to show you how to do.
I actually did this diagram, No, you did, I think. I can't remember.
I think you did.
I might have done it. So as you can see, that's the diagram. That'll be there on your pattern. And guess what else I did? I revamped all of the instructions, and I revamped it because there was so much confusion caused by me. You guys understood part of what I said, and the parts that I was wrong with, you were confused. So I just want you to know I revamped all of the instructions so it's a little clearer. And look what I did. I also put that on the back. I didn't think I needed to. I thought if you start at the top, you just go down. That was enough.
A lot of people don't start at the top.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I always do. So
me too.
I just assumed, and that was wrong of me. So I've put a little design at the back so that you can see we're just going to follow this all the way down, step by step by step. And it may be that in some months you won't do as much as in other months. Just depends, because I'm designing this along with you stitching it.
Yeah.
I'm only one step ahead of you.
Yes.
Just one.
Yeah.
I might go 2 steps soon, because, it gets a little hairy.
Don't get carried away there.
No.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like on a Thursday, I go, oh, I have to put...
Yes. It'd probably be good to start at Monday morning.
Yeah, I think I might have to get a little further ahead. In any case, there's all of the accurate information. At first, it wasn't accurate. So I really do apologize for my laziness is what it was. I just wanted to get it done fast, and that was not good.
Yeah.
I also didn't let you edit it.
That's true. You did not let me edit the first one. Yes.
Yes. So everything is fixed now.
Yeah.
Possibly I'll take away the first one, but I think I'll just leave it. Those of you who are able to figure it out, I'm sure that you will continue on with more security and more.
Well, now that they've got the second part, it will be easier to do the first part.
Exactly. So I hope that helps. Let me see. I still need to start. Okay, so many projects. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, a little time. I agree, Pat.
Thank you, Kathy Bird. Your cottages are just the perfect size, says Norma. Yeah. They are. They're very good. And so are the Beyond Cross Stitch designs, for that matter. I still need to start the new stitch along.
Yes, Tammy, you do?
Yes.
Because I always love seeing what you interpret.
And Deb thought that we were talking about Bargel. Yeah, because I mentioned it, right?
I think I did too.
No, we're going for the Rhodes heart. Thank you, Sandy. Donna says, I love stitching Rhodes hearts.
Yeah.
And so do we.
Yes.
Thank you, 63.
Yeah.
Yay. Anyway, so I thank you very much. I hope you have a great weekend too. Thanks, Loretta, for that great number. It makes us feel good for the rest of the day.
Absolutely.
And I hope you all have a lovely weekend.
Yeah.
And as far as we're concerned, we're just going to keep working on our workshop.
Yes.
And on organizing things so that we can bring you a little something new. Even though we've semi-retired, there's still stuff going on here.
Yes.
And
Oh, you semi-retired.
I'm semi-retired.
I'm still working full time.
Lisa's working full time, but she's slowed down quite a bit, I've noticed.
It takes a lot of thought process.
This is what happens when we get a little older. We're allowed to give ourselves a little more time so that we don't make mistakes. And
Yes.
she never does. So I'm grateful. It's true.
Yeah, thank you.
So anyway, I hope you have a good weekend, and I hope to see you next week.
Exactly. I hope to see you next week too.
Me too. Have a very, very good
Bye-bye.
week, and goodbye.